curious if they let her go here and they look for a different mid option.
I guess mostly depending on what the fourth pick for GK is gonna be, maybe, because at this point it's just really nothing that you get to take for your ultimate. Right? More so the range is also gonna be lacking again to a certain extent, although you have the Brody, and honestly Brody is probably one of those marksmen who just really thrives when it comes to range. But other than that, it kind of might limit them a bit more if they go in the Valentina again without knowing what the EXP is going to pick, if it's not just really going to be a heavy duty ultimate that they can pick up. But there goes the
Did they like the Valier? That's the other question. Did they like it? And they say maybe we want to consider that as well. Beleric banned
into this lineup. I think it'll be,
I think it's usable. But I wonder if they want to go for something else, because right now Slangoray Giants, they have the damage, right? They're not lacking in that department. They just need utility. They need some kind of crowd control, and ultimately you want a mid laner that can survive a Ling as well as a Freya. I think that's going to be the more difficult puzzle to solve. Like, you have picks like the Valier, which can honestly help you against GK's lineup. But once you use your ult early and you don't have your flicker, then most probably you will die.
I agree though. It might be one of the safer picks, like the Valentina against the Ling. But I think there should be much more considerations other than that.
It really is just the crowd control here, because the mid lane is also going to be pretty important. They pick up the Hilda here, which might be a bit dangerous, and now the Kimi. Okay, so now I see the idea from Slangoray Giants, which is, we have more muscle. We just charge forward and we just show that we have better mechanics and damage in the early game. But now you know that you're going up against Freya in the gold lane. That's going to be tricky. We'll see whether Slangoray Giants will gank the gold lane a lot or try to help out the EXP. Either way, they have a side lane that wants to win that and destroy the turrets early. Slangoray Giants, high risk, high reward kind of draft. But I would say it's much easier compared to game number 2.
All right, well, you heard it from the panel. I don't have to say much more. You know the stakes. A best of 3, now a best of 1. The winner moves on at MSC. The loser, their key is crushed. It's GK Esports and Selangor Red Giants ready to battle for one last time here in Paris, France. And let's send it over to your casters for Game 3, Naisu and Trex.
This is the final move in this game of chess between SRG and GK Esports. Let's jump into the land of Dawn as the pressure builds. Naisu, the final sub, the final draft. Uni comes in to try to make things work for Selangor Red Giants. Thoughts on this?
I don't know, man. I think everybody probably reacted the same way around the world watching this. When it comes down to that one game, you know, sometimes you have to take that chance. Sometimes you have to take that risk. As amazing of a player Sakai's is, you bring in someone new into this lineup to make something happen when it comes down to one game. You can already see the aggression coming out from SRG just to take a camp. Cornock gonna deal with some damage sitting at half health. He's gonna be fine, but SRG more aggressive to start things out. Wow, flicker burn too. So it's still going for mid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not... Ooh, Uni actually able to still get that. The retry was a little early from Zeno, and he's able to get his own camp, but I'm not against completely the aggression that SRG is bringing. Sometimes in a game 3 like this, both teams take it slow, but SRG says, no, we're gonna hit the gas, we're gonna try to catch them off guard, and that is how they are playing this right now. The Kimi pick, another throwback to old metas along with this Hilda. And the pressure's on. I've been wondering when we're going to see the Hilda. I'm wondering if they're going to use it in your typical way of let's harass Zeno, let's harass this Ling, let's try to get in GK's face as much as possible.
I think especially if you're SRG here and you're trying to take something from the last game, it's, you know, how do you contain or at least get rid of Zeno? Because, you know, last game he was able to go ahead and scale up so well on the Ling. And, you know, the panel mentioned this too. It was so interesting to know some of the facts between those top 2. I feel like they're the top 2 pick jungler heroes right now. That Hirata being at 70+%. You know, the Ling sub 50, I believe it is. But hold on, mid lane, there's some action. Yaga taken out of this. And they're able to go ahead and pick up a kill. It's a bit of a trade, but the objective for GK is the focus now for the first turtle. It's going to go over to them.
And so Innocent actually gets the solo kill onto Yaga. down in bot lane. Stormy goes down in the mid side, so a trade for trade. Let's take a look at that replay down on the boss side. Yaga gets ganked by Yumes and Innocent. So even with losing, very close call, but even with losing that, still it's 1-1. Turtle goes over to GK, small gold lead.
Yeah, small gold lead to work with. Either team, you know, they can't let this gold lead get out of hand once we get to that mid game. And you know, if you're looking for picks across the map, that might be some of the best cases that you can go for if you can't fight for the objectives yet. An early kill too, going over to Innocent does help, of course, with that Brody. You know, you get the Blade of Hephaestus locked in early. You can start to go ahead and build on that. It is going to be a bit of a difficult lane for him, just because, again, you got Freya to work against. For Yaga, you know, he's running that Warcry emblem, so that's why you want that space to work with. That's why the hero that Brody helps really deal with that.
All right, so things have kind of slowed down after the initial few minutes of aggression, or maybe not just yet. A little bit of action in the mid. Everyone should back off. Nothing too crazy to happen, but no.
Oh, they're going to go for it anyway. Whoa, the beacon was gone, and Quanok next. Shen, the next to follow. Xeno's here, though. Tempest Blaze dropping down. Going to be looking for Cram or anyone he can find, and Xeno goes on through with the Tempest of Blades to pick up a kill for himself.
Xeno continues to be the bane of SRG right now. It's been, what, 3 games of Ling, and every game he seems to step it up a little bit more and more. And you know, this was an amazing play. SRG backs off for a minute, but then they look for the re-engage right after the beacon's about to be done, and they're able to catch him. Luckily, Zeno finds a moment of saving grace, able to get the kill onto Cram.
Yeah.
So it's 2-2. Both teams continue to go blow for blow, and that's been the story these past 3 games.
So far, it's been such a interesting series for this one. You know, just from game 1 to game 2, how one-sided for each team it was, and now at this point, you know, relatively even as we get our way to the second turtle. And you have SRG trying to get this secured already, as Uni's going to go ahead and work on it. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's going to be a fight breaking out. Quanok already burned the beacon. Both gold laners going to make their way. Xeno goes in, but SRG will win the retreat. But can they win the fight as Cram is taken out? GK might just be happy with 1 kill. Xeno going for more. Stormy will keep him at bay. Unless Uni wants to re-engage in the mid lane, goes in and gets the damage out. Yumes is there, but still not a follow-through to get GK down.
All right, so Hunter Strikes start to fall in maybe a little bit late for SRG. We just saw Uni get his. Cram gets his after death. Maybe just if they could have got that a bit sooner, we would have seen a little bit more damage, a little bit more possibilities. Luckily, SRG still gets the turtle in the midst of the chaos, but Cram now 0-2. In game number 1, this Paquito was the thing that brought them to victory.
Yep.
And with the start that it's have, GK's learned that, listen, we don't want to let that happen. We need to make sure we focus down, and Zeno is making a job of that. We do see the Sky Piercer lock in for Innocent. So he hasn't been able to get stacks off it just yet, but if more kills can start getting locked in for him, this Brody could start to become dangerous.
Yeah, they got to deal with this. Beacon use, Cram, next target, flickers defensively. Rest of the team trying to help him out, but Cram, nowhere to go. Another kill picked up, and Yumes, unfortunately, not able to help him stay alive. So GK, they'll continue to do this, Trex. Look for pickoffs, look to play around that Beacon from Quanok, and it's working so well for them for now.
SRG, this game, not really waiting for the power spikes to hit. Yes, Cram got the Hunter Strike, but still, you can't just go in like that, especially when you are behind, especially with the composition that GK has. I think the goal should have been to wait just a little bit longer, maybe another minute or 2 to really start trying to make those plays happen, especially since he's already taken 2 deaths, and now it's 3 deaths. So hopefully Cram can kind of back off a little bit, slow it down, wait for your time to shine. It's what you did in game number 1, and it's what you're going to have to do in game number 3 to get this victory. GK, on the other hand, just need to keep capitalizing on these small mistakes.
This is one of the difficult things, though, to do, you know, when you are a Paquito that is, you know, you've died a few times, you're trying to figure out how do you bring that value to these team fights and, you know, turn the tides of them. And unfortunately, when you're down, it's a little bit harder to be able to do that when you have the lead. So now, some ultimates being thrown out here. Turtle's up, and you don't have a traction pulse now for Stormy. They could still fight even without it, but it's going to take some master fighting here from them to be able to pull this off. GK's really been playing around their ultimates really well, just like they are now. Yumes really low. Xeno waiting for that window of opportunity to jump in. Might just try to go and steal this turtle here. Goes in and makes it happen. And now Stormy on the run. The rest of GK just happy, staying disciplined, takes the objective, and goes elsewhere.
Even though it wasn't exactly straightforward, SRG backs off a bit during that turtle fight because they know Aizen is coming with that Throne of Ruin. And if they stayed for that turtle, getting caught by that would have been detrimental. Could have been an end game type of fight.
Oh no, they're gonna collapse down here. They're looking for a kill on Aizen, but he's able to get away now. Zeno joining the fight in the mid, gonna go for Uni. Uni trying to use the iframes to get out Temps of Blades too. He's on the run and now mid lane. Cram finally will take one down and they get a second as Shen falls. SRG finds some breathing room.
SRG right now is just the perfect example of punching your way through your problems. Even, I mean, seriously, they're behind. They
In
take that
MLBB.
fight. Exactly, they take that fight, and I'm like, guys, what are you doing? But somehow they just keep on hitting and hitting and hitting, and eventually they do come out on top. This fight didn't look good for them at first, but Innocent is now involved. They're a full 5-man, and that's what they needed to win. Back on the main screen, another fight, and they're coming out on top. They get the kill onto Yaga, and GK is finally getting pushed back.
Oh man, SRG off of one team fight somehow find a swing in their favor. They're now approaching these tier 2 turrets of GK. It all happened so fast too for GK to deal with, and now they're trying to scramble here. Shen, half health, he has to watch the tier 2 fall, and you got 19 seconds for that lore to come up.
All right, SRG now with a 2.5K gold lead in just a matter of about 45 seconds. They have completely took this game into their hands, and it's looking reminiscent of game number 1. And Cram continues to show that on this Paquito, even with a death or 2 or 3, I can still pack a punch. And Innocent was the sleeper build all along, hanging out in the gold lane.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for that moment for him to get involved in these fights. And now the damage is there as well. He's got the Sky Piercer. He's got two stacks on there. 2 kills worth of stacks on there.
Yep.
He's feeling himself right now. And SRG, this is going to continue to scale upwards and upwards.
Yeah, those stacks really are something to worry about. They're going to blitz this Lord, going for it. A Gleam comes through. Uni, SRG gets the Lord. They're going to be able to collapse down on the fight. A couple flickers on the defense from GK. Cram looking for the reinitiation. They're going on Shen. Shen has nowhere to go. Another stack for Innocent. And they find a double. Add another one to Innocent. Sky Piercer.
5-0-1 on Innocent. Shen sacrificed himself to make sure that Zeno can get the purple buff, but the fact that Quinnock falls after that might be a little bit too much for GK to hold on to. It's a 5K gold lead, and a Lord is coming soon.
Oh, this was worked so well. Again, they blitzed it. They tried to go in for an attempt. They're knocking on the base turrets now, too. Back in the live cam. Traction Pulse already thrown out, sending GK back to heal up. They're going to defend this Lord push. SRG with a swing in their favor. Uni jumps in, bringing down half health bars for GK. They're going to collapse down anyway. Cramps in the base, punching, looking for Yaga.
Innocent.
Finds him as well. Takes out Aizen. SRG, they brought out a new Titan. No, a new Giant to the mix. And they move forward for MSC, keeping their dreams alive.
SRG continues to brute force their way through this bracket. They take some losses, but today they move forward on to their next opponent, GK Esports. They put up a great fight. They tried their best. They brought the Giants to game number 3, but with a quick change, a quick flex, SRG take the victory.
Hey man, that was a risk in itself, but it paid off. And it felt a little dicey there in the early game, mid game. GK, hats off to them, man. They really put up a fight against a team like SRG, you know, he's accomplished so much. And again, a lot of people probably question the switch in to bring Uni, but hey, it ends up working out. He played this Harara really well, allowing the team to shine, allowing Innocent to get the stacks that he needed on the Brody. And you know, it just ended up working out so well for them. Sometimes that's what it takes to move on to the next stage of the tournament. You know, when things aren't clicking, things aren't working, where do you go from here? I mean, this was such a great initiation too from SRG and the team. mind you how much Cram dealt with in this game, how, you know, he has 0-3 at one point, but still punches on through this game, and they punch on through to move forward.
That has been what this MSC is all about. Persevere, punch your way through, adapt, find